Is the future of motorcycles electric? And can EVs actually replace the primal guttural feel of a combustion engine when it comes to motorcycles? The Ultraviolette F77's basic premise is just that, to replace the notion that electric bikes cannot be desirable, exciting and fun. And it has been designed with versatility in mind for everyday use, the occasional long ride as well as track outings.
Ultraviolette Automotive is an Indian premium electric bike manufacturer which started in 2016. Over the past few years, they have been developing this new platform, a premium bike, and developed over several prototypes. And now finally in 2023, we have this, the production model F77 electric bike. We have with us the F77 RECON, the higher spec variant of the F77 series. This one of course gets slightly more power. In bhp terms, about 39 odd bhp and 95 Newton meters of torque. More importantly though, it's got a claimed range of 307 kilometers on a single charge. But being the higher spec variant, it's also priced at a premium, costs about 4,55,000 ex-showroom. But is it worth the money? Does it ride as good as it looks? That's what we intend to find out today in our first ride impressions and tell you all about the new Ultraviolette F77.
The F77 looks ready for the future with its razor-sharp design and ready-to-sprint stance. It is a sports bike alright and intends to offer similar levels of versatility, dynamics and performance of any other 300 to 400cc sports bike available on sale today. The steel trellis frame is complemented by 41mm upside down fork and a monoshock, both with preload adjustability. The 17-inch wheels are shod with tires made in collaboration with MRF. They are W rated for high speeds and the wheels come with standard dual channel ABS. The single biggest component concealed under the bodywork is the massive 10.3 kWh battery pack on the highest spec F77 RECON variant with a claimed range of over 300 kilometers. The battery management system has built-in safety systems at the cellular level as well as with thermal, electrical, electronic and software protection to ensure safety and durability under all kinds of riding conditions. The mid-mounted electric motor has been tuned for 29 kW output and 95 Newton meters of peak torque with a claimed top speed of 147 km per hour. The 5-inch TFT display provides access to the controls which include 3 riding modes, ABS settings, navigation and more, including 3-level regeneration. In actual riding conditions, the F77 RECON is set to deliver range between 170 to over 260 kilometers depending on the selected mode.
So how do you charge the F77 and how much charging time is required? You get this 1.3 kilowatt charger with the bike. You don't have to pay anything extra for this. With a normal 15 amp power socket, you plug it in, it will take about 8.5 hours to fully charge the bike from 0 to 100%. At home, you can charge it overnight or when you park the bike. If you want quicker charger, you can opt for this boost charger, which is a 3.3 kilowatt charger, which will charge the bike fully in about 3.5 hours. But this one will cost you about 30,000 extra. If you don't want to buy it, Ultraviolette to also make charging infrastructure ready, so you can go and charge it at any of these charging points which will be made available to customers.
From the get-go, the Ultraviolette F77 feels different because it's electric and there's no gearbox. There's no combustion sound, but there is an interesting whine from the motor which becomes quite likable with more time spent with the bike. The throttle response is linear without being jerky or snatchy, and there's a strong rush of initial acceleration which is quite enjoyable. It reaches 100 to 110 km per hour effortlessly and quickly. But our test conditions did offer us the opportunity to explore top-end performance. But the mid-range is strong, and in ballistic mode you feel a rush of power and torque which is apparent and fun. On the track, the steel trellis frame and the suspension setup offers sharp dynamics, easy to tip the bike in and out of corners.
So the F77 comes with 3 riding modes: glide, combat and ballistic. Of course, all these riding modes have different power deliveries. In glide, of course, you get the full range, so 307 kilometers range, claim range that you get, but the top speed will be limited to about 80-85 kilometers per hour. And also the throttle response and the torque, you won't get that feel compared to combat or ballistic. Combat is good enough for your everyday riding. You can even do easy highway cruising at 90-95 kilometers per hour. If you want to do a quick overtake at those speeds, you just need to close the throttle, press the button, go into ballistic, and you get a surge of power and torque which will take care of all your performance requirements for quick overtakes. Overall, I think the F77 in terms of performance will not leave you wanting for more. It's got enough and more performance really. Earlier today we spent some time at a tight go-kart track to check out the bike's handling capabilities, and although it's got 207 kg curb weight on paper, the moment you start riding it, that weight seems to magically disappear. You don't feel that it's a heavy bike really. Unless you're doing very crawling speeds, you want to take a U-turn, that's when you feel a slight bit of weight, but nothing to complain about really. So overall, great handling, great balance, superb brakes and super performance. So in terms of an electric motorcycle in India, the F77 has set a new benchmark, that's for sure.
The only challenge will be the price, with even the original variant looking seemingly expensive compared to a similar petrol-powered performance bike. But if you look at a slightly longer term ownership compared to fuel and maintenance cost, the F77 starts making sense, even with the initial premium acquisition price. And with its looks, performance and handling, it has oodles of presence and will make quite a statement out on the road. Being a performance electric bike, it also has that extra dose of futuristic aura that makes the F77 a convincing reason to go electric.
If you're a purist, the idea of a motorcycle perhaps is a petrol-powered combustion engine with 1 or maybe even more cylinders and a 6-speed gearbox with an intake and exhaust sound. The idea of an electric motorcycle which is soundless, noiseless, no gears perhaps may not be as appealing as you may think. But after spending a day with the Ultraviolette F77, all those notions will completely change for you. If this is the starting point of a made-in-India electric sports bike, then Ultraviolette Automotive has certainly hit the ball out of the park. It's that good. Believe me, you won't miss that internal combustion engine. It rides well, it handles well, it's a fun bike to ride with. And this is just the beginning. It's a platform. You already have the race edition, the F99, the one-make race bike of Ultraviolettes. And perhaps there are a few more models coming from the same platform. We may even see an ADV coming from the same platform. So the future of electric mobility in India, if this is an example, then it certainly looks very, very promising.
The F77 is now available on sale in Bengaluru, and by the end of the year, Ultraviolette intends to make it available across 10 more cities. And that's not all. The F77 will even be offered in markets abroad by 2024, starting with Europe, United States and even Latin America, gradually expanding its global presence. For a young Indian brand with its first product in the F77, Ultraviolette Automotive looks set to make a mark across the world with its premium and impressive products. Clearly, the future of Indian electric motorcycles is here and now.